My name is Chu Yan. In my previous life, I was the spoiled, arrogant daughter of the Chu family, the classic malicious female supporting character in a youthful romance novel. I had been infatuated with my childhood friend, Cao Yunjin, for many years, but he only had eyes for the ordinary, gentle girl named Qi Xiaoshu. They were like the perfect young master and Cinderella from those cliché stories. In the end, they stepped on me, the vicious supporting female lead, and lived happily ever after. As for me, on the day of their wedding, I got drunk out of heartbreak and spite. In a haze of alcohol, I slept with the groom's good brother Xie Yubai. That absurd night forced my family into an arranged marriage with his. But my new husband turned out to be disabled, confined to a wheelchair. For 4 years of marriage, I ignored him and our child. I barely spent any time with them. Strangely, the man who was supposed to be cold and indifferent was endlessly indulgent toward me. No matter what outrageous things I did, he silently supported me from behind. Yan, if you dress like that, I'm afraid President Z won't be happy. But my husband was always obedient. As long as I acted coquettish, he couldn't refuse me. The red carpet at the film festival was very important to me that day. Don't worry about him. Then came the breaking news. At 5:20 a.m. today, a private flight B609 from Wagwo to France crashed into the sea within our country's territory 1 hour after takeoff due to unknown causes. All 2 passengers and 6 crew members are missing. Xie Yubai and Jojo were on that plane. Good, I thought numbly. From now on, no one will control what I wear anymore. Grandpa, what's wrong? Grandpa, wake up. Only then did the overwhelming pain hit me. If I had known this day would come, I should have told him long ago. The words I never dared to say. I'm sorry. Bye. In this life, I treated you too badly. If there is a next life, let me be the one to love you. I was reborn back to the rebellious period of my youth, back to the time when I still hadn't completely ruined everything. I would make up for all my past regrets. My name is Chu Yan. In my previous life, I was the spoiled, arrogant daughter of the Chu family, the classic malicious female supporting character in a youthful romance novel. I had been infatuated with my childhood friend, Cao Yunjin, for many years, but he only had eyes for the ordinary, gentle girl named Qi Xiaoshu. They were like the perfect young master and Cinderella from those cliché stories. In the end, they stepped on me, the vicious supporting female lead, and lived happily ever after. As for me, on the day of their wedding, I got drunk out of heartbreak and spite. In a haze of alcohol, I slept with the groom's good brother Xie Yubai. That absurd night forced my family into an arranged marriage with his. But my new husband turned out to be disabled, confined to a wheelchair. For 4 years of marriage, I ignored him and our child. I barely spent any time with them. Strangely, the man who was supposed to be cold and indifferent was endlessly indulgent toward me. No matter what outrageous things I did, he silently supported me from behind. Yan, if you dress like that, I'm afraid President Z won't be happy. But my husband was always obedient. As long as I acted coquettish, he couldn't refuse me. The red carpet at the film festival was very important to me that day. Don't worry about him. Then came the breaking news. At 5:20 a.m. today, a private flight B609 from Wagwo to France crashed into the sea within our country's territory 1 hour after takeoff due to unknown causes. All 2 passengers and 6 crew members are missing. Xie Yubai and Jojo were on that plane. Good, I thought numbly. From now on, no one will control what I wear anymore. Grandpa, what's wrong? Grandpa, wake up. Only then did the overwhelming pain hit me. If I had known this day would come, I should have told him long ago the words I never dared to say. I'm sorry. Bye. In this life, I treated you too badly. If there is a next life, let me be the one to love you. I was reborn back to the rebellious period of my youth, back to the time when I still hadn't completely ruined everything. I would make up for all my past regrets. The lights in the school auditorium shimmered like stars, casting a soft glow over the excited freshmen. Laughter and music filled the air, but my heart beat only for one person. Xie Yubai sat quietly in his wheelchair near the edge of the dance floor, his handsome face calm and distant. The white shirt he wore made him look even more refined, like a young noble who had stepped out of a painting. A few girls whispered about how good-looking he was, even if he couldn't walk. I took a deep breath and walked straight toward him, ignoring the stares. Xie Yubai, can I invite you to the opening dance? Gasps rippled through the crowd. Cao Yunjin, standing not far away with Qi Xiaoshu on his arm, frowned deeply. Everyone knew the tradition. The opening dance had always been between me and Cao Yunjin. I had chased him for years like a fool. But tonight, everything was different. Someone laughed nervously. Is Chu Yan crazy? He's in a wheelchair. How can they dance? Xie Yubai looked up at me, his dark eyes carrying a hint of surprise and wariness. He probably thought I was using him again to provoke Cao Yunjin. I smiled softly and extended my hand. I'm serious. I want to dance the first dance with you. Will you? After a long pause, the corner of his lips curved slightly. All right. He placed his hand in mine. The moment our fingers touched, warmth spread through my chest. In my previous life, I had never truly appreciated how safe and steady his hand felt. I positioned myself carefully, acting as his support. I'll be your legs tonight. The music started, a slow, elegant waltz. We moved together in perfect sync. Even seated, Xie Yubai guided me with subtle shifts of his upper body, and I followed effortlessly. The entire hall fell silent, then erupted in astonished whispers. They actually look beautiful together. Cao Yunjin's face darkened. Qi Xiaoshu clutched his arm, looking uneasy. When the dance ended, applause thundered. I helped Xie Yubai back to his spot, my cheeks flushed with happiness. You danced really well, I said softly. He glanced at me, voice low. You surprised me tonight, Chu Yan. That was the first crack in the wall he had built around himself. Later that evening, at my grandfather's birthday banquet, drama unfolded as expected. Cao Yunjin and Qi Xiaoshu arrived uninvited. Qi Xiaoshu played the pitiful victim again, while Cao Yunjin accused me of bullying her. I no longer cared. My eyes kept drifting to Xie Yubai, who sat quietly in the corner. When Cao Yunjin tried to force me to apologize, Xie Yubai spoke up calmly but firmly, defending me without hesitation. His protectiveness made my heart flutter. After the chaos, I found a quiet moment with him in the garden. Thank you for standing up for me earlier, I said, handing him a small gift box. This is for you. I knitted it myself. He opened it to find a soft scarf in his favorite color. Surprise flashed in his eyes. Know my preferences? I smiled mysteriously. I just pay attention. He didn't fully believe my change of heart yet, but the seed of doubt about my intentions had been planted. The days after the dance brought more misunderstandings, but I refused to give up. I learned everything about Xie Yubai, his favorite foods. Light, non-spicy dishes, his quiet personality, and the deep insecurity he hid behind his calm exterior. I stopped chasing Cao Yunjin entirely and focused only on him. One afternoon after class, I mustered my courage. Xie Yubai, I like you. Not as a tool to provoke anyone. I genuinely want to get close to you because you're special to me. He looked at me for a long time, suspicion lingering. You know my relationship with Cao Yunjin. Everyone knows how much you used to like him. I don't like him anymore, I said firmly. That was the old me. This time I only see you. He didn't accept immediately, but he stopped pushing me away completely. We studied together for the university entrance exams. I worked harder than ever, determined to attend wrong university with him. When the results came out, I had scored 20 points above the cutoff for wrong university. I ran to find him, waving my score sheet excitedly. We can go to the same university. A rare, gentle smile appeared on his face. Congratulations, Xie Yan. That night, under the school's old camphor tree, I confessed again. Xie Yubai, will you be my boyfriend? After a long silence, he nodded. If you really mean it. Yes. I threw my arms around him carefully, careful not to hurt him. I mean it with all my heart. News of our relationship spread like wildfire. Cao Yunjin was furious and confronted us. You're lying. Xiaobai, you told me you hated her. You said she was annoying and you only liked Qi Shu. Xie Yubai replied calmly, I didn't like the old Xie Yan. But people can change. And now, I want to give this a try. Cao Yunjin stormed off. While I felt a sweet sense of victory mixed with heartache for the pain I had caused everyone in my past life, university life at wrong university was blissful. Xie Yubai was still reserved, but he gradually opened up. We went on simple dates, library study sessions, quiet walks in the campus garden, me pushing his wheelchair, and late-night talks. I loved teasing him. Husband, I would call him playfully, watching his ears turn red. Don't call me that in public, he would mutter, but his eyes were soft. One evening, after a romantic dinner, I tried to kiss him more deeply. The moment my hand brushed against his leg, he tensed and pulled away. I noticed the shadow in his eyes. Xiaobai, are you still bothered by your legs? He looked away. I can't give you a normal relationship. I can't walk beside you properly. I can't do many things other boyfriends can. My heart ached. In my previous life, I had been so blind to his pain. I cupped his face gently. Whether you're sitting or standing, it doesn't change how much I love you. If you never stand again, I'll happily be your legs forever. I've thought about our future clearly. I'm not afraid. He searched my eyes, looking for any trace of pity or lies. Finding none, he pulled me closer and kissed me with rare passion. From then on, our relationship deepened. I continued encouraging him subtly about physical therapy, but never pushed too hard. I just wanted him to feel loved exactly as he was. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary with a small trip. I knitted him another scarf and whispered, in this life, I'll never let you feel alone again. Time flew. We had been together for over a year when tragedy nearly struck again. During a heated argument with Cao Yunjin, who still refused to accept our relationship, Xie Yubai suddenly collapsed after throwing away his crutches in frustration. I rushed him to the hospital, my heart in my throat. Xiaobai, wake up, please. When he finally opened his eyes, something had changed. Wife. The word slipped out naturally. His gaze was no longer that of a cautious teenager, it was filled with the deep, mature love of the man I had married in my previous life. Tears filled my eyes. You remember? He nodded slowly, reaching for my hand. The plane crash, Jojo. Our painful marriage. Everything came back when I fell. We held each other tightly, crying and laughing at the same time. So that's why you were so good to me from the beginning in this life, I whispered. You've been protecting me all along. And you chased me so hard, he teased gently, wiping my tears. My spoiled little wife finally learned how to cherish someone. From that moment, all barriers disappeared. We told each other everything, the regrets, the love we had hidden, the child we had lost too soon. "I'm sorry for treating you so badly before," I said. "I'm sorry I couldn't make you happy sooner," he replied. We decided to face the future together. Family opposition from the powerful Z family still loomed, but with our shared memories, we felt unbreakable. "Wife, no matter what happens, I will always find you and keep you by my side." In this life, the malicious supporting female lead had become the beloved female lead of her own story asterisk. The hospital room was quiet except for the soft beeping of monitors. Chu Yan sat beside the bed, her fingers tightly interlaced with Xie Yubai's, refusing to let go even for a second. "Old husband, please wake up," she whispered, voice hoarse from crying. "I still have so much to tell you. This life, I wanted to do everything right. I wanted to love you properly from the very beginning." She leaned down, pressing her forehead gently against the back of his hand. "I was so stupid in our last life. I chased after the wrong person for so long, hurt you again and again, and only realized how much I loved you when it was too late. But this time I found you early. I tried so hard to get close to you, to make you see me, to make you fall in love with me again. And now you're lying here because of me." Tears slipped down her cheeks. "I love you, Xie Yubai. Not because you're the Rongcheng heir, not to spite anyone else. I love the way you silently supported me even when I was at my worst. I love how you always protected me, even when I didn't deserve it. I love that you stood up for me, walked for me, and were willing to face the world just to be with me. Please, wake up. Let me spend the rest of this life making it up to you. Let me be your legs when you're tired. Let me be your shield when the world is harsh. Let me love you the way you always loved me, quietly, steadily, completely." She brought his hand to her lips and kissed it softly. "Jojo is waiting for us too. Our little one. In the last life, I failed both of you. This time, I want to be a good wife and a good mother. So please, come back to me." A long silence followed. Then a faint squeeze answered her. Chu Yan's head snapped up. Xie Yubai's eyes fluttered open, dark and clear, gazing at her with that familiar gentle intensity. "Wife," he rasped, voice weak but warm. "Old husband." Chu Yan burst into tears again, this time from pure relief and joy. She threw herself carefully into his arms, burying her face in his chest. "You scared me to death. You idiot. Don't you dare do that again." Xie Yubai let out a soft chuckle, his hands slowly stroking her hair even though his body was still weak. "I heard everything," he murmured. "Every word." Chu Yan froze, then lifted her head, cheeks flushed. You were awake." "Not the whole time." His lips curved into a small, teasing smile, the same smile that used to make her heart flutter in their previous life. "But enough. Enough to know my wife has been working very hard this lifetime. Chasing me, coaxing me, even threatening to pursue me properly after getting into wrong university." Chu Yan's face burned. She buried it back into his chest, mumbling, "You weren't supposed to hear the embarrassing parts." Xie Yubai's laugh was low and fond. He held her closer. "I remember now," he said quietly. "The plane, the crash, waking up in this body again. All the memories came back when I fell. I remembered our wedding, our fights, the way you used to call me old husband even when you were angry. I remembered Jojo's laughter, and how you looked at me on our last night together." He tilted her chin up so their eyes met. "This lifetime, you came to me first. You changed everything for me. You fought for me when I was still pushing you away. You loved me even when I was sitting in that wheelchair, doubting myself. Xie Yan. Thank you. Chu Yan shook her head, fresh tears falling. No, thank you for waiting for me again. For forgiving me every time I was reckless. For standing up when I asked you to. For choosing me even when everyone said we didn't match. Xie Yubai wiped her tears with his thumb. I never had a choice, he said simply. From the moment you crashed into my life this time around, whether as the arrogant young miss or the girl who kept calling me husband, my heart has only ever belonged to you. He paused, then added with a faint smirk. Though I have to admit, watching you reject Cao Yunjin so thoroughly was quite satisfying. Chu Yan laughed through her tears. Serves him right. He chose the wrong white lotus. I chose the right person this time. Xie Yubai's expression softened again. Marry me properly this time, Chu Yan. No more hiding, no more misunderstandings. Let's give Jojo a complete family. Let's travel the world like you always wanted. Let's grow old together, whether I'm walking beside you or you're pushing my wheelchair. I don't care. As long as it's with you. Chu Yan nodded fiercely, leaning in to press her lips against his in a gentle, trembling kiss. Yes, she whispered against his mouth. 1,000 times yes. This lifetime, next lifetime. Every lifetime after that. I'm yours, Xie Yubai. Only yours. Outside the window, the first light of dawn began to break, painting the sky in soft pinks and golds. In this life, the vicious female supporting character had finally rewritten her ending. She was no longer the villain. She was simply the woman who loved her husband deeply, stubbornly and completely. And this time, their story would have a long, beautiful, happy ever after. Years later, at their wedding anniversary, Cagn, now a radiant woman in a white dress, leaned against Xie Yubai, who stood tall and steady beside her, no longer needing any support, and smiled at their daughter Jojo chasing fireflies in the garden. Old husband, do you ever regret choosing me? Xie Yubai wrapped his arms around her waist from behind and kissed the top of her head. Never. Not in this life. Not in the last one. Not in any that come after. Then kiss me again, she demanded with that familiar mischievous spark in her eyes. He did slowly, deeply, and with all the love 2 lifetimes had taught them. And somewhere in the universe, the story of the once arrogant Chu Yan and her devoted Xie Yubai continued, warm and endless. Asterisk.